why my brain was clustered while reading. Words seemed to play tricks and switch around, and it was a real headache to comprehend what I read. After testing my life away with different specialties and held back on 2 grade levels, it was found I have dyslexia. I now know that I have a dyslexia disability. Most times in school, I just lost interest in everything. It became very boring. I just couldn't focus on what teachers were trying to teach. 8 hours in a place of learning, and that learning caused me to become very jittery, an assumption of, we think your kid has ADHD. Oh my, I have a disability, a disorder, and of course my mind races with a million negative thoughts. I thought, why me? I'm embarrassed. I don't like the challenges I'm facing. What will my peers think of me? I'm slow, I'm stupid, I cannot read. I would never catch up. I had to accept the disorder in order to remove the negative thoughts that caused me to perform so horribly. So I started to be more vocal and no longer afraid to ask questions. I had to voice to my teachers on how I understand and comprehend things. The more vocal I was, the more I noticed that some of my peers, they had the same questions as me, but too afraid to speak up because of the fear of looking stupid. I had to come to reality that I struggle with this reading disability, and it's everywhere no matter where I go. The basic reading of a menu would be less than 2 minutes for a person to review and allow them to make their order. But for myself, letters merge into numbers, and letters are being flipped around, making words into not so words. This happens so often, I basically had to trick my mind to thrive daily. It seems like when adults know you have a disability, they tend to treat you like a newborn. They make it seem like you're unable to act on your own and try to do everything for you. It's weird because adults, they have been on earth longer than kids and have more expertise to pass along to teach kids. There was a lot of assumptions of what I needed to learn. This was frustrating for me. Yes, I have a disability, but no, I'm not a clone of another adult. I needed help figuring out how I'm going to navigate the world with this different mind that I have. I needed an accountability partner to build my strategic thinking. Adults, they should pay attention to who the child is and not who they want them to be. And I promise that kid will gain confidence and have a sense of purpose, which will keep them motivated to learn new things instead of looking at it as a challenge. Hi, my name is Jazmiere Bates, youth entrepreneur owner of Kindrick. Kindrick is a t-shirt brand that allows pets to match with their favorite human. I create handmade pet coats, pajamas, bandanas, and paw balm. I believe that all fur kids should be spoiled just like human kids. You're probably thinking this is an amazing way to launch a startup business at such a young age. My business was an original idea to help myself thrive in school. I continued to struggle with spelling words and failed vocabulary tests. To prep for those weekly tests, my mom, she brought me a vinyl cutter. Why a vinyl cutter? A vinyl cutter has a mirror option that prints words backwards, which is something I can comprehend. Like most people with disorders, we learn better visually. I can probably put a TV stand together without looking at the instructions and just visually matching all the parts together. Creating my latest product, dog pajamas, was an adventure for myself. The instructions involved a lot of reading. So I skipped the reading instruction and was better to understand a YouTube video all the way from Russia. No, I do not speak Russian, but the visuals helped me out a lot. After years of overprocessing and becoming an overwhelmed thinker as I got older, I realized I pivot things on a daily basis. When you launch a brand this young, you begin to sell out of your items. This gives you a sense of confidence. This confidence built my positivity, my self-worth, and now I am making money from something I struggle with. If you want to create a business, you must find something to solve. My business simply solved my education delay, which pivoted into a brand that has no relationship to education. We're often coached to figure out what we want to be when we grow up and told to attend college. This covers our creativity. I think my generation is going to take more of a risk to launch their ideals. I want to be a zoologist when I grow up, but I'm getting a chance to explore my ideals to see what best works for me. In 2018, I launched my startup business. Then 2020 became when COVID came out, and it was the new thing. It was unexpected and caused everything to shift. 3 weeks of being closed, it was like, what am I going to do now? I had to pivot to mask making because it was needed. In 2020, I got slammed with tons of requests for masks and created over 1,500 masks. My mask sales actually did way better than my dog gear profit in 2019. So I discovered the need, but I kept on thinking. Mass creation and distribution is not who Kenneth Duncan is. Although I rapidly pivoted to keep the business going, I was really only going to be satisfied until pets were involved. So I began making the masks to match with the bandanas. The pandemic drained everyone and caused the matching sets to be a popular item because it was positively cute. It allowed you to match with your pet while staying safe. I finally felt like my business can thrive during the pandemic because I was able to solve a problem and relate it to the original pet gear business. If an ideal comes to mind, launch it. Don't doubt it. Have confidence in what you want to do. To the kids who look like me, doubt is never an option. Always remember to dream big and lead and never follow. Thank you for listening to me talk about myself pivoting daily to thrive a lifetime.